So this is my next CGC collection, and this is Western comics. At the time, this series started in 1948. DC Comics kind of saw superheroes as a fading genre, and looking back now, it may seem rather daft, but remember that superheroes had only been around for about a decade. And so DC decided, well, it's run its course, let's try something new. So All American Comics became All American Western, All Star Comics became All Star Western, and we have Western Comics, which is the longest running Western title from DC. Ran from 1948 to 1961 with 85 issues. This is Western Comics number 2 from March-April 1948, and it is from the David Crippen's Pedigree collection. And so I have it came with this certificate of authenticity, and it kind of goes through and talks about the Davis Crippen collection. Says it stands as the most extensive high-grade original owner collection ever presented at a public auction, with over 11,000 comics. A vast majority have never been read, so whoever was collecting this wasn't reading them, which kind of explains why they're in such good condition, although it does have writing on it, so the person did choose to write on it. It has a Howard Sherman cover. I don't think these covers are nearly as nice as the covers by Alex Toth from my All-American Western comics. I'm splitting this collection into 2 videos because there's 12 issues in this collection. Not for lack of trying. I'm sorry. This first one, number 2, has 12 total graded copies with one 9.8, one 9.6, one 9.4, one 9.2, and one 9.0. So mine is the 5th highest grade. This is number 4. So this one, unlike All American and All Star Western, this was not a repurposed title. This is a brand new title. So it started at number 1. This one has 8 graded copies with one 9.6, one 9.2, and one 9.0. And this is going to be a trend with my collection, which is that I have pretty good grades, but there's some really, really ridiculously high grades. And I don't really have hardly any of those. This is from the Ohio Pedigree. It has a vigilante backup story. This is from July, August 1948 with off-white to white pages. And Howard Sherman cover and art. And again, it's got some writing on it. I don't know why folks back then liked to write on their comics. This is number 5. All right, and this has 16 graded copies, one 9.6, 3 9.2s, and 2 9.0s. And Heritage decided to stick a sticker right there on the front. So I don't know if this can be easily removed. This has got a stamp on it, probably from the seller, or not the seller, but probably when this first came out. It does. Well, this came out in September, October 1948. So this looks like a stamp that says July 30th. I don't know why that's on there. First appearance, Nighthawk and his horse, Nightwind. Howard Sherman did the cover again. All right, this is number 8. There are 12 graded copies with 2 9.8s. And I must say that for those who are unaware, a 9.8 is a ridiculously high grade for a Golden Age comic. 2 9.4s, I'm not even going to go through all of them. Mine's an 8.0. This has the origin of Wyoming Kid. Let's see. Came out in March, April 1949. So mine is well shy of the highest grade. But again, not for lack of trying. I was getting what I could get. You know, these comics, there are very few. So you would have to time it out right when somebody just happens to be selling. And so, and a lot of times, this is another series where you can forget about what the listed prices are online because, or in the like price guides, because there's just not enough volume to really get an estimate of what the actual value is. And these things, when they were selling on auctions, were going for way more than what the prices were in the price guides. So this is number 12. There are 6 graded copies. There is 2 9.6s. That's crazy. And 2 9.0s. So I'm tied for the second highest grade. This came out in, it says there, January or December 1949, January 1950, with off-white to white pages. Very little information on this one. Probably an early graded copy before they started putting more information on. And I will say one thing that I mentioned in another video. I really wanted to collect All-Star Western. There was nothing available. Nothing. I bought some ungraded raw copies and ended up kind of selling them. But almost impossible to get. So this is Western Comics number 13, which has 4 graded copies. And of course, there is a 9.6. There is one 9.0, 2 8.5s. In other words, this 8.5 is tied for the lowest grade, despite being a fairly high grade. This is so I don't know why people aren't grading these. I don't know if it's just that there are so few decent comics worth grading, or if they feel like grading, because there is a cost to grading. It's definitely a cost. If the cost just isn't worth the benefit, because it will raise the value of the comics, but maybe it's not raising it enough. I don't know. Off-white to white pages, Howard Sherman cover and art. I would say this is probably my favorite cover of my Western comics. So that is the 6th one, and I will show another 6 tomorrow of my Western comics collection.